If there's one sort of thing that is representative of a different time, of times past, it's old seals. And you can imagine it, people writing letters, their quill pen, sealing it with sealing wax and stamping on the sealing wax itself one of these beautiful hard stones which are, they've got this sort of engraving with different subject matters. There may be a coat of arms, family crest or whatever it may be. Yes. And you've got a delightful collection of Georgian and Victorian ones.
Okay, yes.
Now tell me a little bit about them, because this one particular, with the coat of arms showing, is a very complicated one. So do you know much about that one?
I don't. I know one or two of the coat of arms that might apply. This lady here was the granddaughter of the Duke of Devonshire.
And that is this seal here, which has got a little brown cornelian, this lovely dark sort of browny stone with a sort of, it's got this little crest, and then it's got the name Ray, R-A-E. So what's the significance of that?
I think what it is this boy here married a French lady who was called Rachel, and he was an Agarellis, so that could be Rachel Agarellis.
And what sort of period? Because this is more of a Victorian seal.
Well,
this shape here is more of a Georgian shape.
They married in about 1860.
That would be absolutely the appropriate time for that. Well, you've got all these different seals, but you've got one particularly splendid one. And although it looks on the surface to be a quite straightforward seal to be used upon a desk, stamping down, what perhaps wouldn't be recognised is that it has a facility to break into sections. And this is very much a high Victorian theme. There it is, breaks open, revealing not just one seal, but 3 seals. And you've got them with the typical hardstones at that time, the white hardstone in the centre, which has got a crest, a lion rampant crest. This one here, which is a very complicated one, almost the kind of the biggest and grandest one, is carved from this material called bloodstone. The red flecks representing Christ's blood.
Ah, right, I see.
And this one is cornelian, which I have to say I cannot identify at all what the subject is. It's complicated. It almost looks like a Middle Eastern sort of inscription. But having looked carefully, I just can't identify it. So all in all, a very comprehensive collection with lots of different symbols. But a seal like that is going to be terribly popular with collectors, and I think that example is going to be worth around £1,000 by itself.
Gosh, yes.
What can you tell me about the picture?
Just it was in family from about the middle 50s. My father bought it somewhere.
Do you know how much he might have paid for it?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. And he bought it here in Scotland?
Yes, Glasgow.
Right. Well, it's got a signature here at the bottom, which is Albertus Verhusen. He was working really throughout the 19th century, and in fact this one's dated 1852, very much in the style of a number of other artists, including Eugene Verbeekhoven, who was probably the greatest exponent of these rather nice animal subjects, which in turn is out of the 17th century Dutch painting. I gather you're a bit bothered by the condition of it.
Well, it's just a wee bit on the mucky side, shall we say.
A wee bit on the mucky side. Well, it's always a problem, isn't it, this business of restoration?
I didn't know where to get it done or who to see, so I just thought we'd leave it in its original form.
Well, I think you're probably quite right. Without being very, very careful, you can do so much damage to these beautifully painted pictures because they're painted in very, very thin glazes, these particular ones, and if you take too much off, the whole thing just virtually disappears. You'll lose much of the definition. And of course, what's so nice is that this cow particularly, all the detail on it is so beautifully painted. The attention to detail is absolutely wonderful and very typical of this school of painting. It's on panel, and if you were to put it at auction today, it would make somewhere between £1,500 and £2,000.
Oh.
Which is a it's a jolly nice thing and well worth protecting, and don't get it scrubbed and cleaned too much, because if you do that it really will ruin it.